Hello, thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to be doing a whole body Pilates session. In the saddle we use our whole body and it all works as one unit. So sometimes when we're out of the saddle we need to do exactly the same. So we're going to start just by getting you really equal through your seat before you do anything else. And I'd like you to pop your arms across your chest. If you're not comfortable sitting cross-legged, sit with your legs in that frog legs position, but cross-legged is a good one if you can. Then really focus into your seat bones and feel that they are equal. So you've got equal weight through left and right seat bones. Have a wiggle around. Can you feel that they're equal? If it helps, you can close your eyes and then you're going to turn your shoulders from side to side, focusing on two things: keeping that equal weight in your seat bones, but also keeping your shoulders level as you do those turns. So if you tend to collapse a little bit to one side, this is a really, really useful exercise to do several times a day, in fact, but particularly before you ride, so you program your brain and your body to be as neutral and balanced and in the middle as possible. Let's just swap. So cross your legs the other way, fold your arms the other way, and then into the same movement. So still feeling that equal weight through your seat bones, shoulders staying level. This is such an easy exercise to do, just sitting on any normal firm chair, so like dining chair, anything like that. It's a really, soft chair is not so good, but a firm chair, really useful exercise to do. Okay, let's pop onto your side, and we're going to go into your side kick. So you can do this flat on your side if you get any shoulder problems, but otherwise you can do this propped up onto your forearm. Whichever position you want to be in, your capital L leg position. Top hand onto your top headlight, float your top leg, and then you're imagining that you're polishing a coffee table with the underside of that top leg. So try to not allow your feet and knees to do interesting things. Keep hip, knee and foot level. Use the feedback from this top hand to make sure that your pelvis stays completely still. So what we're trying to avoid is rocking. So thinking about when you're in the saddle and you want to move your leg to apply the aid. So I was thinking about today doing some half passes while I was schooling the horse this morning. When you move your leg to put your leg behind the saddle, you want to just move the leg. You don't want your weight to collapse as you do it, because that's just going to completely change the aids and confuse the horse. If you find that's easy, you can lift your pelvis and carry on, provided you can keep breathing and keep the quality of the movement so that you are still just moving from your pelvis, not from your pelvis, from your hip, and keeping your pelvis still. Get the words in order. So it's all about precision of hip movement and stability through your low back and pelvis as you do this one. We'll do one last one. Okay, bring that leg down. We're going to turn onto your front and do your swan dive. You can use a headrest if you want to. I don't have one just for ease with filming. And we're going to start with your arms out to the side, elbows bent to about 90 degrees. Bring your shoulder blades back and down, so the front of your shoulders are away from the floor. Tummy lightly lifted away from that imaginary puddle of water, and your pelvic floor onto floor 3. And we'll start off just by lifting through your head and neck, and hopefully if you look at me you'll see my head and neck move as one unit. I'm not looking up in front, so it all moves as one unit. If you're finding that easy, you can make it a bit harder, and you're going to lift your arms at the same time, but still looking down, not up, because that actually just locks you through your neck. Try to keep your tummy away from the puddle. If you sink down through your tummy, you can go a lot further, but you're really hinging and fixing through your low back muscles, which you're not actually trying to do. This is an upper back exercise, it's a tummy muscle exercise. You're not trying to hinge through your low back. Watch your elbows as well. I see lots of people cheating with elbows doing this, and lots of us have elbows that do slightly strange things when we're in the saddle as well. So it's a good time to practice making sure that your elbows are staying in motion, in movement, in sync with the rest of your upper body. Get there in the end. Okie doke. Let's finish that one, and we're going to turn onto the side you haven't already been on. And we'll do your side kick once again. So as with the other side, if you get any shoulder discomfort on this side, do this in the flat position, otherwise you're propped up. Top hand onto your top headlight, legs into your capital L, floating that top leg, and once again you're polishing the imaginary coffee table, keeping hip, knee and foot as level as you can, and pelvis staying nice and still. Another word with this one, try to keep relaxed through your shoulders. Sometimes see a bit of tension creeping in with this one, so keep relaxed through those shoulders. Then if you can, lift your pelvis and then off you go again. So by lifting through your pelvis, we add in quite a bit more abdominal work, which is a good thing. We need good strong abdominals there, part of your connection between your upper body and your pelvis, so your contact in your seat. So they need to be working well to give you that stability. Got a nice stable platform then for your hip to move from. Okay, we'll do 2 more. Lovely. Okay, bring that leg down. We're going to pop onto your back and we're going to start with your scissors exercise. So I will do the 2 different versions. So start off with your hands onto your headlights. Think about your abdominal position. Think about those ribs. Connect them to your pelvis. It's going to be really important. Pelvic floor onto floor 3. One leg up to tabletop, back down. The other leg up to tabletop and back down. If that's a little easy and you want to go from tabletop, you're doing it in reverse. Again, and even more important, connect ribs to pelvis. One leg down, back up. The other leg down and back up. We are going to make it harder though by adding in your arms. So if you are going from the floor, hands above your shoulders, opposite arm and leg, and they go in the same direction. If you're going from tabletop, opposite arm and leg, but they go in the opposite direction. And particularly if you're doing this version, really feel what's happening between your ribs and pelvis. Keep your ribs sinking to your pelvis so you don't end up lifting up and arching through your back instead. You want to be stable through that part of your body so that you've got a stable platform for those arms and legs to move from. Remember, this is a wine glass exercise as well, and it's now a double wine glass exercise. Knee and hand want to be as still as possible. Do 1 more with each pair. Super. Okay, feet down 1 at a time if they were up. Bring your arms back down. Okay, we're going to go onto your hands and knees. And we're going to have a go at your swimming exercise. And we're going to go straight in with your diagonal pairs. If you find it a little bit too much, just do the legs. But I think you're probably all pretty expert now at doing the diagonal pairs. So pelvic floor onto floor 3. Opposite arm and leg moving in opposite directions. So very similar to what we just did with the scissors, particularly if you did the slightly harder version. And you're looking for your back to stay nice and still. Remember, with your leg it's a slide and lift. You're not trying to do lift, because if you think lift, it tends to encourage more of that arching through your back. So you want slide and lift. Now let's change it and we're going to the side. So arms and legs still in those opposite diagonal pairs. Body staying as still as you can, so you're not wobbling. If your pelvic floor is working, you're doing a grand job. 1 more. Lovely. Okie doke. Bring yourselves up so you're just in a kneeling position, and we're going to do your kneeling roll up. Hands in front of you as if you're holding imaginary reins. Just gives you a little bit more of a focus and helps you to really translate this directly into your riding. So I want you to think of shoulders staying over your pelvis as you go down and up. And I was watching myself this morning when I was schooling, and the sun was out, and so I could see myself in the shadow, and I was doing some rising trot. And it's really important when you're doing rising trot to think of the pelvis leading. So you're not leading through your upper body. Shoulders stay stacked over your pelvis. You're driving that movement through your pelvis. Your weight is over your pelvis and it's over your seat. But your hands are able to stay completely soft, level and independent of the movement that's happening through the rest of your body. Okay, last one. Super. Okay, we're going to finish off with a hip flexor stretch. So 1 foot up, get your balance because it's a slightly awkward position for balancing. Remember, we're not trying to lengthen the tissue, we're just trying to take it through its full range, and it's been working quite hard in this session. So think of your headlights and tilt them up, and then push them forwards. Feel the lengthening down the front of the thigh that you're kneeling on and ease back off. Then again, tilt upwards. Keep the upwards tilt as you push forwards and ease back. And we're going to do one more this way. So tilt upwards and push forwards and ease off. Then we'll swap. So get your balance onto your other leg. And then again, tilt headlights upwards. Keep them upwards as you push forwards. Feel the lengthening down through this thigh this time. And ease off. Tilt upwards. And push forwards. Ease off. One last go. Tilt up. Push forwards. And ease off. And we're going to finish there. So, well done. Hope you found all those okay. I think sometimes working your body as a whole, you can really see how, or thinking of your body as a whole, you can really see how weakness in one area can really impact on how you're riding in the saddle, how you might find certain movements or leg aids, for example, slightly trickier. So if anything in this session has been highlighted to you as being a little bit harder than it should be, that's an area to focus on with your off-course training, and maybe have a chat about it with your instructor in your next lesson. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed it, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so, because it really makes my day when I see those numbers pinging up. Thank you, take care, and bye-bye.